What's up, fam?
How's it going, everyone? Hey, how's it going? I'm Brian,
I'm
aka
Jax.
Incredibly Average. That is Jax, my awesome, amazing co-host.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo. We're back for a part two of
Part two of many.
several more. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this one's gonna be a little longer in terms of well, might end up being about the same amount in terms of live. But it'll be less of us talking and more of the actual footage. For those of you who don't know, this is part two. Part one can be found on my channel, and I can link that or whatever. You can go give it a look. But this is a 2016 deposition of Miss Amber Heard. This was back before
Misheard.
Miss Amber Laura Heard. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We watched about 45 minutes of it the first go round, Jax, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
And this one's a bit
So
a bit more.
yeah, this is going to be about an hour and 15 in terms of footage. So we're going to pick up where we left off. I want to cover just a little bit of housekeeping before we get going. I've learned how to star super chats and stuff, so I don't miss out on a whole lot of that. I don't want to leave anybody out. I do know that we might have missed a few last time, but we're doing our best. I just want to let everyone know that we are doing our best to get to everybody,
Yeah.
and don't want anyone to feel left out. Obviously, I watched the chat the entire time. It's right over here on the side of my screen, and I see what's going on in the normal chats as well. And sometimes if there's a whole lot going on over there, a continuous topic, we'll cover that as well. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully everyone can see me. I am live from Los Angeles. I am live from Jax's living. What's up, Jax?
What's up, G? Welcome to LA.
Yeah, from Jax's living room. Uh, anyway,
Oh
you
god.
might have heard some echo on that. We're about
Yep.
30 feet away from one another right now. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the first one. I
Yeah.
think it was a pretty good showing for a first live on this channel, and welcome everyone back or for the first time. So, all right. We'll give everyone a few minutes to get in here. If you want, Jax, you want me to go ahead and go through some of the super chats, or just
Yeah, we can do a few
wait
that
till
are
the end.
we'll do a couple that have come in so far while everybody kind of shuffles in here.
Yeah, we're 3.5 minutes in, so let's see. Let's do a few. Brandy, you guys sharing these makes me so happy. Thank you so much for all the time you put into these vids. Amber's constant attitude kills me. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god.
Thank you. I want to say thank you first. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for the thank you. And yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. I was going through this clip to see how much of it I wanted to put in if there was a natural stopping point, and ended up just putting the whole hour and 15 in of this one. So yeah, it gets better or worse, however you want to
And
look at it.
that takes us basically to the end of this first reel, right? For lack of a better term.
For the first reel, that we're gonna put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to explain what we're doing with that?
Yeah, so as we release these lives, in conjunction with that, we are going to release the deposition by itself without us on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're sort of doing it first as a live so everybody can enjoy it and chat, but we will release the videos that we've previously shown as the lives go along, just by themselves so that people can have them to use however they like.
Right. So yeah, perfectly said. Well said and perfectly explained. What we'll do is next week, assuming that we keep this pattern up of at least doing one, if not two of these a week, uh, we'll release the week before
Yeah.
without our faces and our commentary and all the super chats and everything else in the background, and it'll just be a nice big screen HD version of what we showed the previous week. One big long run of it, and that's when people can grab it and use it, because I'm interested to see what maybe some body language folks have to say about it, some legal experts, and all sorts of stuff like that. So I kind of want to see that. Jeff, step right up, right this way. We'll pull back the curtains for you to see this Carnival Queen Spintel's beyond belief. Come one, come all.
I love it.
I should have read that like a
damn.
Very much like a ringleader there.
You should be a carnival barker.
Yeah. Jill Downey, thank you so much. Thank you. Love you both. Thank you, Jill. We love you too. Sarah Christensen, super sticker. Gonna get on those, folks.
Yeah.
So I was working on the thumbnail for this one, and all I thought was I need to start making some super stickers. And the Kissy Wisey. Jax, you want to read that one? I'm just kidding. Okay. There we go. I am so excited. So we'll go back to the live chat.
Oh,
and
people are asking what happened to your hand. Nothing happened.
Oh no, this helps everything like glide smoothly when I'm like touching screens and stuff like that. So I got mouse in one hand, this in another. This is for the tablet as well, so nothing catches. So that's all this is for. I don't have carpal tunnel yet. I've
coming soon.
Coming soon. Yeah. So I'm gonna go find and looks like we've got almost 2K in here, and we'll get going here in a few minutes, folks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna scroll up, find the last super chat so I can star these as we go, and I guess we'll roll right into it. What do you say, Jax?
Let's do it.
Okay, so for anyone who, if you want to go back and watch the part 1, you can. We left off with Amber getting up, and they were still on record, and she got up to get some water.
Yep.
So we'll pick right up where we left off, and hopefully the sound comes through and everything goes well. Let me know how the sound is, Jax, when we start moving.
We'll do.
We're still on the record.
Okay, back on the record. Oh, we're still on the record. Ms. Hurd, let the record reflect that Ms. Hurd has left the deposition table, and we are still on the record.
Let the record reflect that all of the defense counsel walked out of the room for several minutes, and Ms. Hurd stepped up for less than a minute. She's coming right back.
To get a water.
To get a bottle of water.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
No question.
Thank you.
For the record, Mr. Harder, I would like you to be aware that if this inappropriate and improper making of speaking objections continues by you, if this coaching the witness through your speaking objections and your testimony in these proceedings continues by you, we will have no choice but to stop these proceedings and seek relief from the court by filing of in limine motions.
I would just like to make clear, I have not testified at all, so what you just said is incorrect. My speaking objections are only when you are unclear about my legal objections because you keep asking the same things over and over, and it seems like I'm not being clear, and so I just want to be clear. In no way am I being obstructive at all. In no way am I interfering with your deposition at all. And I also find your questioning to be highly problematic, and I need to be able to have a clear record as to why I feel that way. And we reserve the right to file in limine motions in connection with your questioning.
Are you finished, Mr. Hart?
I am, and I think I went on about the same amount of time that you did.
Ms. Hurd, on May 22, 2016, before or after you attended the birthday party to which you referred previously, at any time during that day, did you go to the police?
No, I did not. I did not go to the police.
Okay. At the time you first filed, when did you file your action for dissolution in this case, for your divorce against Mr. Depp?
Calls for a legal conclusion.
I believe it was on I believe it was on the following day, on Monday. But that's my maybe the next day. I don't recall the exact date.
Okay. Prior to filing that action, am I correct? You communicated at some point prior to the filing of that action with your publicist, Jody Gottlieb?
Vague and ambiguous.
I don't remember. I don't remember every time we text the date
Okay.
of those texts.
Okay. Do you have any of those texts with Jody Gottlieb from May 21 or May 22?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Okay. Could you do me a favor and preserve or keep those texts for me?
Sure.
Thank you. Did you communicate? Do you remember communicating with Ms. Gottlieb before you filed your papers in court?
Vague and ambiguous. Vague as the time.
If you say it was May 23rd, 2016, that would be Monday.
Oh, okay.
Prior to that, did you communicate with Ms. Gottlieb about the filing of your papers?
I believe so.
Okay. What did you discuss?
I don't remember all of our discussions and what they entailed.
Okay. I hear you say you don't remember all of your discussions. Could you tell us what you do remember?
I remember having a phone call with Jody.
And do you remember what you discussed?
I remember part of what we discussed.
Could you share that with us?
I believe I called her and said, Jody, I'm going to have to file for a divorce, and I'm told that it's forced to be, or it could become public record, or it could become out in the public because of the nature of how the filing of such paperwork demands. And because I was told that there was a possibility for it to get out in the public, I needed her to know that I was going to file. And I told her, listen, I have unfortunately kept something from you. And it's something I've been dealing with for a few years. And all of those times when I would text you about falling down the stairs or having accidents, unfortunately, it's been
Shit that never happened for
I've been trying
800.
to fix and keep and hide to protect myself and to protect Johnny. And I've been living in this situation where I've been in a violent relationship. And all of those times when we would talk about my bruises and things like that, the black eyes, the busted lip cover-ups that we had to do with makeup, to red carpet, makeup attempts to try and hide like the scarring I got from Australia when Johnny was holding me down on the glass table with all the broken glass, and I had all these bad scars on my arms, and I was worried about that for the red carpet. I said all of those times I've been covering up this secret part of my life, which is that I've been living with Johnny, and it's been really, I've been living in a very violent relationship, and he's been hitting me. And I yesterday or day before, or some days before, Johnny came over to talk. And we were supposed to just talk about his mom. I wanted to be there, but I still wanted to have some protection from him. So I asked that Johnny come over in the daytime when it was most likely that he was sober. And he threw his cell phone into my face. And I'm going to have some markings on my face, or I have markings on my face. And I don't know how much the bruising is going to go down, but I really need to go file for a restraining order so that I can have some protection. I can change the locks. I'm told that this gives me a little bit more protection because I'm still living in his house. And she, I remember the phone call with her because she got sick to her stomach. And she said, she was at a play, and she said, I'm sorry to step out. I feel sick to my stomach. And I said, I'm really sorry. I've been keeping this from you. And that's what I remember. And she said that she was really sorry that she didn't ask me more questions about all those times. And that she was there for me and that she was giving me on the next flight home.
Speaking for everyone else again.
And this was, to your memory, do you remember if it was before or after the birthday party we referred to a few minutes ago?
Birthday party, I know, was on a Sunday. Yeah, so then it was probably maybe Sunday night. But that is my estimate. I don't have confirmation. I could probably find out for sure.
But is it fair to say, under any circumstances, you were having this conversation prior to the filing of your divorce action in court on Monday, correct?
This conversation I had with her was before the court filing, because I think I called her to tell her.
Yes.
That I wanted her to be prepared that I was going to file, because I was anticipating that it would become public record or had the potential to become public, and I wanted her to be aware, since she handles my publicity.
Okay. And so prior to when the dissolution action was filed, that was, you say Monday, you think?
I believe so. I don't recall exactly.
Okay. Would it be true to say that on Sunday, when you were having this telephone conversation with Jody, would it be accurate to say that you were petrified of Johnny?
Vague and ambiguous.
Do you understand what the word petrified means?
Yes, I understand what that word means.
I just want the truth. On Sunday, is it true to say, Sunday, May 22nd, 2016, that you were petrified of your husband, Johnny Depp?
Vague and ambiguous is the term petrified.
I would like to say that I was scared of the side. Oh, petrified is the word you would like to use.
Well, I'm only using it, Ms. Depp, because you placed it in your sworn declaration in this matter, seeking a restraining order. So I assumed that you understood the word. Do you understand the word?
I understand the word. Again, I answered that once, but I will answer again.
Okay.
I understand petrified.
Okay. On Sunday, May 22nd, as you were having this telephone conversation with Ms. Gottlieb, is it truthful to say you were petrified of your husband, Johnny Depp?
I was petrified of the monster, as we like to call him. Johnny and I refer to his other personality, the part of him that is present when he beats me up. That we call the monster, and have called the monster for years. And that other half of him, that other part of him, is the part of him, to whom I would say I was petrified. Of whom I would say I was petrified.
I would kindly ask you whether that answer means yes, you were petrified, or no, you were not petrified of Johnny Depp on May 22nd, 2016.
Asked and answered. Go ahead.
Again, I was petrified. Yes, I was petrified of the monster, the part of Johnny that beat me up and did.
Okay.
On many occasions.
I just want to be clear, Ms. Hurt. Yes, you were petrified of the monster, and that monster was your husband, Johnny Depp. Is that correct?
Again, I said it was the
let
part
me-
of him that would beat me up that I was afraid of. The other part of Johnny is a very nice guy, and one that I actually was able to live with and tried to salvage through many different attempts to get him sober, to get him help, to get his family involved, to get him clean and sober, and to protect the part of Johnny that is wonderful and is not the monster, that has blackouts and that has rage and doesn't remember and beats me up and has paranoid delusions and uses and almost kills himself when he does. That part, the one I have been trying to salvage out of him, the good part of him, is the one to whom I'm not afraid. The one I'm afraid of is the one that we call the monster. And they both reside in him.
Objection, non-responsive, move to strike. Ms. Hurd?
Objection, it's highly responsive, and
Ms.
I oppose that motion to strike.
I don't understand.
Don't worry about it.
Ms. Hurd,
She doesn't
on-
like your answer, so she's trying to wipe it out.
No, that I understand. But
Yeah, that's all you need to know. And I'm just, for the record, I'm just letting the record know that you were responsive.
I feel I'm responding to you in the most honest way possible. And I know that it's nuanced. Human beings are nuanced.
She loves that
and
word.
Complex. And I'm speaking to you from my heart. And I apologize if it is not clear enough for you.
Just wait for a question.
Just spit it out,
objection
bro.
to Mr. Harder's testimony and statements
Not a
and Ms.
testimony.
Hurd's last testimony and statements as non-responsive, move to strike. Ms. Hurd, on May 22nd, 2016, is it true or untrue that you were terrified of Johnny?
Asked and answered.
Can you repeat the question?
On May 22nd, 2016, is it true or untrue that you were terrified of Johnny?
On May 22nd?
Yes.
On May 22nd, I was absolutely terrified of the man that we called the monster, the version of Johnny Depp, the part of Johnny Depp that acts erratically, unpredictably, that has severe drug and alcohol problems, and that could beat me up and hurt me and not even mean to at times. That part of him, I was terrified and yes, also petrified. That part of him, I became increasingly scared of because the behavior prior to May 22nd, 2016 had grown increasingly erratic and unpredictable. I was so terrified that I, days prior, went and sought advice from a friend who has lived through domestic violence as to what I could legally do to protect myself, because I lived in his house and I didn't even know if I could do something like change the locks. And I didn't know under what circumstance, what substances he was on, what particular mix or cocktail he was on, because those cocktails change quite often with Johnny. And I didn't know if this month it was cocaine and ecstasy, if it Quaaludes, or if it was other things like that. I didn't know what combo he was on, and that definitely affects the behavior of the monster of Johnny Depp. And I didn't know what he was on or what his behavior, what he was capable of doing. So the month leading up to this, because we had limited to no contact prior, I didn't know what to expect.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Harder's using his hands splayed flatly above the table to instruct the witness not to answer or to stop talking.
That's completely false. That's absolutely
I
and
agree.
completely false.
I agree. I did not actually receive any indication.
Ms. Hurd, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt, but you haven't,
Go ahead.
there's not a question pending, okay?
Sorry. So what does that mean?
You wait for the next question.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not. Okay.
As to your last answer, it was non-responsive, and for the record, I moved to strike.
And that's not true, and I need to say, it was 100% responsive. The question was, were you terrified of Johnny Depp? And she gave a very thorough and articulate answer as to yes and why it was. So I completely object with your continual efforts to stop her from testifying and to wipe out what it is that she's saying.
Ms. Hurd, is it true on May 22nd, 2016, that you were, quote, in fear of Johnny terrorizing you at the Broadway penthouse?
On May 22nd, did you say?
Yes, that same Sunday we've been talking about.
I was scared of what the part of Johnny Depp that is violent and abusive could do. I was terrified of that man.
I need to take a break. My father's in the hospital,
Me
and
too.
I'm getting a lot of phone calls from my family, so I need to take a short break.
Of course. Can we all remain here so we're ready to go when you're back?
That's fine. Just don't ask questions.
Of
Just
course.
give
Well,
me
we
a
let
couple
we're off the
seconds.
record.
Of course.
Were you able to go off the record when he steps out?
No.
Okay, then take your mic off and please don't say anything.
Okay.
She can walk out. She can come on.
May I ask, may we have other counsel step in? I'd like to give you as much time as
No, we've
possible.
been going on for an hour. We haven't
Yeah.
taken a break. I'm taking a break. I'm having a family emergency here. Do you understand that, Blair?
Please go and attend to it.
I can use this as a bathroom break too.
It'd be a good idea.
All right.
As you can see, I had
Yeah,
to acquire a beverage.
People are nuanced. She loves that word, nuanced.
Oh god.
Notice she tries to sound. I don't know. I don't want to say she's trying to sound intelligent because some people have claimed she is intelligent, but the fact that all Blair said was how Mr. Harder was like basically indicating stop talking,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Well, I gave no indication." I want to make a note because I've watched this several times, the entire thing. I looked up like signs of lying because I don't do body language. I can't wait for some folks to do body language.
Yeah.
I see some people saying the body language guy, the panel. I can't wait for them to get a hold of this. And but I do know that one indication of lying is piecing together a sentence
Yeah.
in pieces, segmenting 1 to 2 words at a time together. Maybe even you segment 2 words, you start the sentence all over. You put those 2 words and you add a couple more, and then you just keep going till you get it right.
Right.
She did that earlier in these first 20 plus minutes of, let's see, 20 minutes
Yeah.
and 33 seconds. She's going to come back. I just figured we could talk and chat and let it roll live instead of scanning through. It's probably going to be a few minutes. I can't remember how long this break is, but they do come back.
It's so
Just-
difficult to sit through this. Like, it's so mind numbing.
Yeah, it really is. Just listening to her ramble on about the other half. Oh, that's when she did it. That's when she was doing the segmented, the other half of Johnny that I called the monster that
Fucking nonsense, dude.
Jesus. She's just trying to piece it together.
Yeah.
I'll unmute it the moment she comes back, and if I have to kick rewind, I will.
It's just a dumpster fire.
Oh, I agree. Cool. I haven't seen a Quaalude since 1979. Where'd she get 'em?
Exactly. She said the same shit in
I'm just
Virginia.
gonna pop this up, guys. I'm gonna pop your super chats up there as well at the end of this. If you have any questions and stuff or comments you want to make, obviously I'll do that.
God. This
We'll have a big old chat at the end, and we'll give a bunch of shout outs and stuff for the
Yeah, for
things
sure.
and the super chats and everything. Answer any and all questions. Oh, a quick correction on a question that was
Yes.
asked last time.
Yeah.
That there were several trips back and forth to Australia that surrounded the dog smuggling incident. And someone asked if Johnny was with Amber when she smuggled the dogs in, I guess the time that she's actually being charged with. And that trip, he was with her on the plane.
Yes.
There were some times she wasn't. He was already there and she came to see him. But that specific trip when she took the dogs on the plane, I do believe he was. Jax looked that up, and I do believe that he was with her. So correction on that, and feels like a good time to cover that.
Yes.
Went to a party with all the special cakes. Somebody watched part 1.
Yeah. Special cake. Jesus. Someone's asking what Blair's last name is. It's Burke. Burke.
Yeah, Burke. Blair Burke, and she, for no longer than she had the information and the amount of information she had on this case, I thought she did a phenomenal job. She
did awesome.
Somebody asked, and I think it's in the super chat section over there, so we'll get to it a little bit later. It could have been that, or it could have been a normal chat. But just to indicate, this is where the footage from Virginia came from. Anytime you see the deposition with this blue background, like when Amber alerted TMZ and she grabs her face, or she's laughing at the door kicking video when she kicked the door into Johnny's head, and she's kind of like smirking while listening to it. It came from this, so you will get to see that. So we'll see. Who's the lawyer? Rottenborn? No, this is not Rottenborn. This is Charles Harder. You may remember Charles Harder. He represented a few other big names. He represented Hulk Hogan when he did that big, what was that?
Gawker.
The Gawker thing. I believe he represented Hogan with that. So these guys, I mean, it's hard to say these guys are these guys and gals, these lawyers are not good lawyers when they've represented bigger names and bigger cases and won big cases. But this feels like a very hard ask right here.
The problem is when you have a client that A, isn't going to listen to you, and B, has no case. Like,
agreed.
I think Rottenborn honestly is a really fantastic lawyer.
Yeah, I do too. I think Rottenborn's a really good lawyer. Had Rottenborn been on the other side of things, with the evidence Johnny had, he would have absolutely, not that Johnny's team did a phenomenal job, but I think Rottenborn also would have eviscerated him with that amount of evidence. I just think I think he does a good job.
Yeah.
Brew. So a good comparison point, I want people as they watch this, and I said this in the first one as well, a good point of comparison is this versus the Virginia trial. The Virginia trial, Amber knew it was going to be televised. She knew media was going to be there. She knew that there was a ton of evidence against her already. A lot of it that had been made public, and some of it that had not reached the public exactly, strictly because the media chose not to cover it.
Yeah.
So you saw an Amber that was, all of a sudden she had PTSD. She was traumatized. She couldn't speak. It was just constant trauma. This is a different Amber. This is an Amber in 2016, just months removed from the initial allegations against Johnny Depp, who had not been accused of anything yet. Amber had not. So she was very much in the driver's seat of the narrative. The media was very much the engine.
In the palm of her hand. Yeah.
They were the engine of that vehicle that she was driving. And this is a very annoyed, bothered Amber Heard compared to the one you saw in Virginia that is just seemingly traumatized and meek. She tries that. She tries to be meek a few times when she's like, "You guys want any water? Is everybody good?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you waiting."
Oh,
but the moment she's taken to task over something, feet are held to the flames, you can just see the annoyance, a much different Amber than what we saw in Virginia, because also Amber thought this would never see the light of day.
Oh, yeah.
So
and she changes quite a bit later on when they get into asking her about things that she's allegedly done. Her attitude changes big time.
The moment the questioning tilts toward,
did you cut off his finger?
You might have been the abuser.
Did you do this? Yeah.
Weren't you arrested for domestic violence? She was. Once that happens, this is still running in real time, folks. This isn't paused.
Yeah.
We have gone 7 minutes, and we're back. Here we go.
All right.
Enjoy.
That Ms. Heard is back in the deposition room with her counsel, Mr. Harder, and I'm going to begin questioning Ms. Heard again.
Is this a good placement for the mic?
Ms. Heard, do you know who the person, Jerry Judge, is?
Yes,
Who is Jerry Judge?
head of security for Johnny.
Would it be fair to say he works closely with Mr. Depp?
Yes.
Is it be fair to say that you understand he communicates on a daily basis with Mr. Depp?
Assumes facts. Calls for speculation.
I
If
have,
you
no,
know.
I have no idea how often they communicate amongst
Jerry was still alive
one another.
at this
Okay.
point.
On, let's say the period May 22nd to which we were just speaking in May 24th, did you believe that Mr. Judge was somebody who was communicating with Mr. Depp?
It calls for speculation.
I don't know how they communicate.
Did you believe they were communicating, say, for this period, May 22nd to May 24th? Did you have reason to believe they were communicating?
Compound, vague and ambiguous. Calls for speculation.
I truly do not know how often they communicate by themselves.
Okay. On that Sunday, when you had this phone conversation with Ms. Gottlieb, do you recall me asking you about this?
I recall you asking
Okay.
the question.
And when you went to the birthday party that Sunday, that's May 22nd, do you recall us talking about that?
I do recall that.
Okay. And when you just testified that you were petrified and terrified of Johnny Depp on May 22nd, 2016, do you recall that?
Wait,
I was very clear in how I described and who I described as being what I was afraid of.
Okay.
I was afraid of the monster,
Okay.
the part of Johnny that is unpredictable, erratic, and
Okay.
abusive.
Okay. Is it true, Ms. Hurd, that on May 24th, 2016, you sent a text message to Jerry Judge?
I don't remember.
Okay. Showing you will be marked as Exhibit B. Do you recognize what I'm showing you?
take a moment.
Okay.
Take your time.
Yes, read it slowly.
Do I recognize this?
The
Kill
contents of the text message, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And is that a text message that you sent to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, 2 days after you've testified you were terrified and petrified of Johnny Depp?
I specifically am and was terrified of part of Johnny Depp. I lived with two individuals within one body. Part of Johnny, the part that I love, is great, and I was not afraid of that Johnny. The part I am afraid of is the Johnny that is extremely unpredictable, erratic, abusive, and is filled with rage and goes into manic episodes and is uncontrollable when in such states, or appears to be in such states. And because he wasn't around me, I was unable to deduce or know for a fact what combination of drugs he was using. And that is specific to the kind of Johnny, version of Johnny, that I was afraid of.
Objection, non-responsive, move to strike.
I objected as responsible.
Ms. Hurd, did you send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny. It's extremely important. Please tell him"?
I remember sending the text message that is in front of me right now to Jerry. And I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had
Here it
or was
comes.
about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Ms. Hurd, does your most recent answer mean that yes, you did send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny. It's extremely important. Please tell him, end quote.
Asked and answered.
I don't.
Did you send him that text message, Ms. Hurd?
Are you asking me if I sent him this text message?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
And you intended to send him that text message, correct?
Again, I remember sending Jerry a text message in hopes that somebody could communicate with Johnny other than me, because I was scared of him. I wanted someone to tell him that I was going to file for divorce so that he heard about it from another source other than me.
So the truth was, I want to be clear, Ms. Hurd. So the truth was, you didn't want to speak to Johnny. You wanted a third party to speak to Johnny, correct?
Or to connect us verbally,
So that you could speak personally with Johnny?
depending on his state.
On that same day, Ms. Hurd, isn't it the truth, on May 24, 2016, you sent a second text message to someone named Nathan Holmes,
Yes. I mean, I don't remember, but
showing
I'm
you
sure.
what will be marked as respondent C? Do you recognize that text message?
Take your time.
What was your question?
Do you recognize that text message?
Vaguely.
Is that a message that you sent to Nathan Holmes on May 24, 2016?
It appears to be, if this is a screen grab from Nathan's phone and IMAH.
Is it a true fact, Ms. Hurd, that you intended to communicate to Nathan Holmes on May 24th that you wanted Nathan to, quote, tell Johnny I need to speak with him, it's an emergency?
Yes.
Okay. That same day, isn't it a fact, Ms. Hurd, that the person you've just testified to on May 22nd, you were terrified and petrified of, you attempted to repeatedly contact on May 24th, that being Johnny Depp?
Asked and answered and argumentative.
Did you try to contact Johnny Depp on May 24th?
I don't recall if I tried to contact him directly. I certainly tried to get him information. And these two texts that you're showing me are me trying to get to people who I know are in communication with Johnny as an attempt to try to inform him that I was going to file or had filed for divorce, because I wanted him to know from me or someone close to him from me that I had filed, as opposed to him finding out from TMZ or something like that.
Is it true that on May 24, you sent a text to your husband, Johnny Depp, saying, quote, please call me when you can speak, okay? With all the love in my heart.
I don't know if I sent that text message because I don't remember it, but if you show it to me, maybe it would help.
Showing you what will be a 2-page exhibit marked Respondents 5. Do you recognize, I'm sorry, D. D. Do you recognize these texts?
Take your time to review them.
Have you had a chance to review those texts?
I have.
Okay. Do you recognize those texts?
Yes.
Okay. And the texts in Respondents Exhibit D, are those texts that on May 24, 2016, you sent to your husband, Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true, Ms. Hurd, that in that communication with your husband, Johnny Depp, you told him, quote, please call me when you can speak, okay? With all the love in my heart.
I said that right before telling him, reminding him that he passed out while we were speaking, and because he often passes out after drinking a lot, I want to make sure that security is available to help him. And so in the text, I actually say, which you omitted verbally, but is part of the same text message. I said, you fell asleep while we were talking, which is a kind way that we referenced when we weren't fighting, him passing out, literally while we were speaking.
Or he just fell asleep.
And I had to call or text security to make sure that they checked on him so that he didn't fall asleep on his back and potentially hurt himself, as people do when they fall asleep drunk and potentially vomit. And so I checked with security. I asked security to check on him, which means roll him over on his side. And I wanted to remind him that we were speaking when he woke up so he could look at his phone and remember that we were in a conversation that was peaceful, because sometimes he didn't remember the nature of our conversations and if they ended peacefully or not. And I wanted to remind him, hey, look, we were speaking. It's important. It was about the divorce or divorce filing. And I wanted to make sure that he knew we ended on a good note, that it was peaceful, and that we needed to resume speaking because, like I said, he passed out in the middle of the conversation.
Non-responsive, move to strike.
And I oppose that it is responsive.
Ms. Hurd,
I've seen the text message, ma'am.
are you saying now that on May 24, you actually, prior to sending Johnny Depp a text message saying, please call me when you can speak okay with all the love in my heart, you had already spoken to him on the telephone?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question.
I believe you were referring to a text message prior to the text message I was referring to that said, with all the love in my heart. Are you saying that on May 24th?
It's the same text message. It's just, it's the same
Okay.
communication.
She's talking about this.
Yeah, but she's referencing this. It's all one text,
Okay. Let's be clear.
right?
Did
Just
you
listen.
send a text message on May 24th to Johnny saying, quote, you fell asleep earlier while we were talking? Did you send that text message?
I sent this text message.
What I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you said that to Johnny, were you referring to a telephone conversation you had been having?
I believe so.
Okay. When did you have
Right.
that telephone conversation with Johnny Depp?
Probably
Vegas of time.
prior to that, sending that text message.
Okay. How far prior?
I don't recall.
Would it be fair to say within 24 hours of referring to that?
Calls for speculation.
It would be fair to say that,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Okay. But certainly after May 21, correct?
I can't know that because this looks like it's right after midnight. This looks like this text was sent right after midnight, and is that the time stamp above
Okay.
it?
That would be
So it would technically be, if we spoke 33 minutes prior or 35 minutes prior, it would be technically the day before.
right. And that would be, am I correct, Ms. Hurd, May 23rd, 2016?
Yes, but that would also mean that I
Real quick, she thinks she got one over on her. She was like, actually, this was after midnight. She's like, okay, so May 23rd.
Exactly.
So May 23rd, after you were beaten nearly to death and were terrified.
Oh,
Anyway, sorry, folks. Just wanted to jump in there. Also, I just needed to breathe for a second.
exactly.
I'll bounce it back, guys. Sorry.
must have spoken to him within 30.
16.
Yes, but that would also mean that I must have spoken to him within 35 minutes, and I cannot tell you if it was within 35 minutes or not of sending that text message.
Of course.
Therefore, I can't tell you if it's the same day.
Of course. So that would mean that the truth would be that either on May 23rd or May 24th, 2016, you had a telephone conversation with Mr. Depp, to which you were referring to in this later email. Is that correct?
Calls for speculation.
We spoke before this text
Okay.
message. I just don't know how much earlier it was.
Whether it was 30 minutes or 2 hours earlier. Is
I
that
don't
fair to say?
I think it's fair to say I don't remember how far in advance. to
Okay.
sending this text message.
Okay.
Spoken,
Between the
so-
time you sent this text message and when the papers had been filed in court on Monday, is Monday, that would be the 23rd. Would it be fair to say that you had this telephone conversation to which you were referring in the May 24th text with your husband, Johnny Depp?
Calls for speculation.
So, what is it?
You can answer as best you can.
Ms. Burke, can you be clear to me
Sure.
what you're asking me?
Sure. You're referring to having a telephone conversation with your husband when you text him on May 24th, correct?
I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's in reference
Okay.
to a phone
Okay.
call, only because I reference security, so it means I probably am.
You're saying you don't remember exactly when it was, correct?
Mhm.
Is it true that it would have been after you had filed the papers in court for dissolution?
Calls for speculation.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Was there any other reason you were trying to talk to your husband than the papers you say that you were concerned about?
My principal reason for speaking with him was to inform him in the most honorable and dignified way possible that I had to file for, I finally did it, finally filed for dissolution.
So the intention of your speaking to him was to tell him, if he did not know from the press, that you had filed dissolution on Monday, and that is why you called him, correct?
Argumentative.
I don't know why.
You don't know why you called him?
Excuse me. Argumentative. Ask and answer.
Are you finished, Mr. Harding?
Mhm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Is it your testimony you do not know why you called him in the telephone call you referenced when you texted him on May 24th?
Misstates prior testimony and argumentative and asked and answered.
I feel I answered your question, Ms. Burke. I'm sorry. I am trying to be very clear.
Isn't it true, Ms. Hurd, that you texted him again on May 24, 2016, and wrote to him, quote, "Please, please call me. Important. Just text me when you can for a minute."
Can talk for a minute.
Yeah, text me when you can talk for a minute is what I said.
Did you communicate that to Johnny Depp on May 24th?
Yes.
Did you intend to communicate that to Johnny Depp on May 24th?
Yes.
Did you also text him, quote, "Please answer. I really need to speak with you, question mark. Please call me as soon as you get this, period. Hi, period. Can you speak? Please call me. It's important. Please. Emergency."
May I see it?
Of course,
I don't
of
remember
course.
off the top of my head every text message.
What will be marked as Respondents E, showing Ms. Hurd? Do you recognize those text messages?
Take your time to review them. Don't get it mixed up.
Oh,
Make sure you see.
oh, right, of course. Yes. I see them.
Did you say those things to Johnny Depp, your husband, on May 24th, 2016, 2 days after you say you were terrified of him?
I was terrified of the monster and the monster's response. I was terrified of the part of Johnny, the Johnny that hits me, the Johnny that I cannot control the response of, the Johnny that would take such information like me filing and him learning about it through a third party and have an unpredictable and potentially dangerous and terrifying response. that Johnny.
The Johnny you were trying to talk to on May 24th.
I was trying to text and or speak on the phone with the rational, sober Johnny, hoping he would have woken up from when he passed out the next morning, still trying to reach him, hoping he wakes up and is somewhat sober and somewhat calm, and therefore could process the information of me having filed for divorce in the most peaceful and rational way possible. I was trying to reach the good Johnny, the Johnny that I was married to in life. I wanted to communicate with him in the safest way possible and not compromise my safety. Therefore, I was trying to text him where there was a physical distance, trying to call him where there's a physical distance, and hopefully reach the Johnny that I did love very much. The Johnny that was the good Johnny, the sober Johnny, the one that would process this rationally and perhaps hear some legitimacy in it. The Johnny that I constantly was trying to save and stay married to and salvage from within the other Johnny that is dangerous and erratic and scary and violent. Sorry.
Are you finished, Mr. Hurt?
I was going to wait for you to finish talking.
So is that yes? You did try to speak repeatedly with Johnny on May 24, 2016.
I tried to communicate with what I could only hope to be the sober, rational husband person that I love, not the other one that could possibly take this information and to no uncertain and potentially very scary ends.
Were you aware at the time you were trying to speak with your husband, Johnny Depp, or as you say, your husband that wasn't this monster?
Mm-hmm.
At the time you were trying to repeatedly communicate with him on May 24th, were you aware that your lawyer had sent a letter to Johnny's entertainment lawyer, Jake Bloom?
If you became aware through communications of counsel, it's privileged, and I instruct you not to answer. If you became aware from some other means, then you can answer.
And I take Charles's advice.
When you repeatedly tried to call and text your husband on May 24th, did you know that your lawyers had sent a letter to Jake Bloom on your behalf?
If you found out through communications of counsel,
Yeah.
I instruct you not to answer.
Okay.
I will once again object to Mr. Harder's continuing speaking objections and coaching of his witness.
I'm not, I just have to clarify. I'm not coaching her. I'm just letting her know what the privilege is so that she knows what the privilege is. She's not a lawyer. She needs to be aware of what the privilege is so she doesn't waive it. That's all.
Did you ever become aware that a letter had been sent to Johnny's entertainment lawyer, Jake Bloom?
Same objection. And this is the third time you've asked the same question. And she's answered it twice. So I'm instructing you don't answer.
Did you ever develop a concern that Johnny would be informed that you were attempting to ask him for money?
Vague and ambiguous. Unintelligible.
I didn't understand that question.
As of May 24th, were you aware that your lawyer had made a demand of Johnny for money?
No.
Wait. I just want you to be aware that they're asking you privileged information, so you can't waive the privilege.
I'd also interject that assumes facts, not an evidence facts foundation.
Were you aware of what, if anything, you had asked for in filing your dissolution on Monday, May 23rd?
If you learn from communications of counsel, it's privileged and don't answer.
How else would I learn that information? How else would I learn that information?
Ms. Hurd, you've testified that you were aware.
Her face.
That's that attitude. That's that attitude I was telling you
Yeah.
about before we started.
Yep.
She does it. She does it right
How
there.
else?
Learn
How
that. And
else?
it feels like, oof. I'm gonna rewind it back so y'all can see that again.
Contempt.
Just watch this. Yeah.
Fuck.
51. We'll just get to. All right, it'll be coming up. Here we go, folks. Another little breather. Take your breath. Have a drink. Stretch out.
Of what, if anything, you would ask for in filing your dissolution on Monday, May 23rd?
If you learn from communications of counsel, it's privileged and don't answer.
How else would I learn that information? How else would I learn that information?
Ms. Hurd, you've testified that you were aware that you'd filed for dissolution. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you know what that was?
Well, that's a complicated question because I'm not a lawyer and I don't know the law at all. And
Clearly.
I still to this day ask questions surrounding the terminology in all of these court proceedings. So if you ask me if I knew what it was, vaguely, but I don't know every detail of what that entails.
Did you read the petition for dissolution before you placed your signature on it?
Can you repeat what document you're referring to?
The papers that were filed in court on Monday, to which you previously referred to as understanding were dissolution papers.
And you're asking me what?
Did you sign those papers before they were filed in court?
Yes, I believe I signed them.
Okay. When you say you believe them, you signed them, do you remember signing them?
There have been a lot of documents that I've signed throughout this process.
Okay. If you signed them, Ms. Hurd, did you read what the contents of the document you were signing before you signed it?
Specifically referring to the dissolution?
Yes.
I don't know. It was a very, very stressful day, and it involved emotion. It was emotionally a traumatic day, and it followed even more traumatic few days prior, and it was extremely traumatic and emotional day. I don't remember every detail of every word I read and every piece of paper I read. It was one of the worst and most difficult days of my life.
Non-responsive, motion to strike, everything after Ms. Hurd answered yes.
And I object to that. I believe it was responsive.
Do you recognize what will be marked as respondents F?
She says she reads like a novel a day. Or a week or something. I don't know. These are text messages blown up on a page.
I'm not sure she's ever read a novel in her life.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, maybe a novel.
But you know,
not
gotta kill some time here. I mean, she's just
probably read plenty of fictional novels, actually.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Of
Yeah.
the true crime variety.
Here we go.
Have you had a chance to review those documents?
Yes.
Do you recognize your signature on those documents?
Yes, it looks like my signature.
Did you sign those documents, Ms. Hood?
Yes, I did.
Did you read those documents before you signed those documents?
I can't recall if I read every word.
Did you read any of the words?
Yes, I'm sure.
Did you believe when you signed those documents you were asking the court for dissolution of your marriage to Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Did you want to do that?
Yes.
Did you authorize your lawyers to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you believe on the day you filed those papers and signed those papers, you were seeking a domestic violence restraining order against Johnny Depp?
What was your question exactly?
Did you believe on Monday, May 23rd, that you were authorizing your lawyers to file and seek a domestic violence restraining order on that day, on that Monday?
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
You wanted a domestic violence restraining order on that day?
Yes.
And that was the day before you were trying to talk to your husband, correct?
I wanted to tell him. Yeah. It was the day before I was trying to tell him, or I tried to tell him probably that day.
You tried to tell him what?
23rd? No. Yeah. Somewhere around this time, I was trying to tell him, so he didn't find out about it in the worst way.
Did you believe that a restraining order against your husband, Johnny Depp, was going to be issued on Monday, May 23rd?
I'm going to object. Whatever understanding you developed, if it was from counsel, you cannot answer. It's privilege.
Then I cannot.
Okay. On May 23rd, did you believe after court was over that a restraining order had been issued against your husband?
I'm just going to object on grounds of privilege. Whatever you came to understand, if it was from counsel, you cannot answer.
Okay. So is it your testimony you were worried about his reaction to that?
Wait, vague and ambiguous. It's a different question also.
Did you just testify earlier? You said you were worried about something?
Yes.
What were you worried about, Ms. Hurd?
As always, with potentially, I worried about the backlash.
Her own reputation.
Correct.
Not violent. I worried about the backlash he could have. It could have.
Okay. But you'd already filed for the restraining order, correct?
At what time?
Monday, the 23rd.
So what's your question?
Had you already
Wait,
had?
wait. Okay, it's apparently an inaccurate date.
Did you believe on Monday you had filed the restraining order?
Anything that you came to learn from counsel, you can't answer. It's privilege.
Okay.
And
What's this?
That's exhibit F,
Just-
just introduced as us.
I just
Ms. Hurd,
I just
Yes,
want to get something in here because I'm allowed to.
Oh my God.
Blair, you said that you're not trying to trick her. If you're giving her the wrong dates, then you are trying to trick her. So let's just try to keep it all on the up and up. If you're inaccurate about something, apologize and clarify it so that we have a clear record here.
Ms. Hurd, you just testified that you believed the papers you filed in court on Monday, the 23rd of May, 2016, were seeking a domestic violence restraining order, correct?
I object. I think it misstates your testimony. The restraining order hearing was on May 27th.
Paperwork was filed that date.
Non-responsive testimony by the attorneys in the room. Move to strike. I am very clear, Ms. Hurd, that I heard you say that you believed you had sought a restraining order on Monday, May 23rd. Is that incorrect? Do you want to change that testimony?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay. As you were communicating repeatedly with Mr. Depp on May 24th, 2016, did you believe at that time that there was already a restraining order?
I don't remember when the exact date of the restraining order was filed. Do
I'm
you?
not asking you that, Ms. Hurd. I'm
Oh.
asking when you were communicating with your
Oh.
husband, did you believe at the time you were communicating with him on May 24th that a restraining order had already been obtained?
I don't remember.
Okay. You testified earlier when you reviewed respondents F. Do you recall reviewing those papers in detail? Yes.
Wait, F is this.
Yes. Do
Sure.
you remember reviewing those documents?
I do.
Okay. Could you point to me anywhere in those documents which you signed where you were seeking a restraining order?
Argumentative.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
She'd like you to look at the documents. And she'd like you to look for references to a request for a restraining order. So take your time and review the documents.
Okay.
The divorce petition.
For the record, she's looking at Exhibit F, which is the summons and the petition for dissolution.
Not domestic violence.
Oh, this has this.
It's
confusing
an
to
argumentative, harassing, and confusing question.
I don't know
And
what
she's doing
she
exactly what she told you she wasn't going to do, which is to trick you.
So you're asking me to point out in here if there's any sort of reference to a restraining order, is that correct? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand.
Yes. Did you believe when you signed that document that the document where you were signing was intended to secure a restraining order against your husband?
Let me just object. It's harassing, it's argumentative, and the documents speak for themselves, and it calls for a legal conclusion as to what the documents were seeking.
Objection.
Did you answer my
trickery.
question?
As I said before, T, that was a very, very traumatic time and a very traumatic day. I believe by looking at the date, where is the date on this? I believe that this was right after I just cell phone smashed into my face and was beat up, and then had the cops enter my home, 2 sets of them, and then had engaged in a few days worth of a concentrated media attack against my character. So I was dealing with a lot. It was a very stressful time. Not to mention I had come to the conclusion I could no longer stay married to the monster, even though there was also the good part of him.
He left her.
Not even deep part of him there. So coming to all those conclusions while having the public aimed at you and realizing you're in the middle of the early stages of a smear campaign, it makes things very stressful, especially when you have to go and file publicly something that is extremely embarrassing and private, and you deal with a lot in those moments. So I don't remember exactly what I took from seeing these in that moment of seeing these and signing these.
Okay. And I just want to know the truth, Miss Hurd. When you said to Mr. Judge, I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny, did you believe that you had already requested a restraining order?
I don't remember if at that time I knew I had a restraining order or not. I don't remember the exact sequence of exact timing of the sequence of events. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was a very stressful time.
And when you were speaking with Johnny on the phone on May 24th, did you believe you had already gotten a restraining order?
Wait, stop. I believe that misstates prior testimony that assumes facts not in evidence.
I apologize. When you were attempting to reach Johnny on the phone on May 24th, did you believe that you had already gotten a restraining order?
I can't remember the exact sequence of events when certain filings happened. I can't remember the what came first or when they happened. It was the most stressful time of my life.
Okay. Is it true, Ms. Hurd, that on May 25th at 4:33, you sent Mr. Depp a text saying, quote, just confirm that cover letter is completely private and has nothing to do with any public record, and only included the domestic violence restraining order stuff because I called the lawyer when the cops were here and I didn't know what to or why that happened and was scared, but that letter is private. And unless you file as well, which I guess opens up to the press possibly catching it, as they have seemingly missed this one, at least for right now, then it can be revoked anytime. If you file separately as well, it's the same thing as far as being revoked is concerned, but both requires both our signatures, and as a new filed public document for the records. At least that's my understanding of it. Oh, and I confirmed with my lawyer the quickly part, etc. You mentioned in letter between our lawyers, including the deadline for response from them, wasn't something I said, asked for, or even noticed. And it's not mandatory at all. We can take as long or quick as we want and do this or undo this if we want, as we see fit. You and I have the control and love each other. I thought you filed. You said you were going to and said goodbye. I'm sorry if I've hurt you. I have nothing but love for you.
Assumes facts not in evidence, and the
May I
best
finish my
evidence
question?
rule. I thought that was your question. You paused.
Did you send that text?
Assumes
Johnny?
assumes facts not in evidence. Best evidence rule. The document's not in front of you. You're not looking at it.
Right. May I
Again,
see
it's trickery that she said she was not going to play today.
Trickery? Objection, trickery.
Is there a reason you're not letting her see the words on the page that you're reading from?
He makes that literal
Do
objection.
you recognize what I just read to you?
vaguely?
Okay. May I show you what will be marked as Exhibit G?
Take your time.
Would you please review that text for me?
Sure.
Can we actually mark these so that if we need to go back, we know what we're dealing with here? Because it's going to be hard for me to find them.
Do that right now.
Maybe during a break.
Blair, what was your question?
Did you send the text that I just read on the record on May 25th, 2016 to your husband, Johnny Depp?
Is the question, did she send Exhibit G or did she send all the words that you read?
Did you understand my question?
It's trickery.
Yeah.
She read to
Can you
you
clarify?
like 4 pages that you weren't looking at, and now she's putting in front of you a document asking if you sent the words that she never showed you.
Exactly.
Objection.
I-
Counsel is testifying and continuing speaking objections.
I
Would you
do
like-
see-
Objection, trickery.
I do see on here, I didn't hear you say it. I'm sure you, I mean, I hope you did, but I specify here in my statement to Johnny, I say, I didn't know what to do or why that happened and was scared. And I don't remember, I mean, maybe I missed that.
Ms. Hurd, is every word in Exhibit G, Respondents G, in the text described as coming from you, words that you communicated to your husband, Johnny Depp,
Take your time.
on
to
May
review.
25th, 2016?
Take as long as you need.
Okay.
It's a long text.
They've barely let her say a word for like 20 minutes. The lawyers just keep interjecting. I would love to know how much she's answered almost nothing for a half hour. And she's the one who made the allegations.
Yeah,
She's not the defendant here, and she's very much
she's the petitioner.
she's the petitioner, and yet this is a very defensive
Oh yeah.
deposition. Like every time they ask her something, they're like, "Oh crap, they're taking this angle, because she's the one she was the abuser."
Yes.
Of course, court verified.
Am I missing a page at the end? It just looks like it's cut off. I have it stops it and do this or undo this, but it's cut off. So I.
Oh, I'm
assume-
sorry, did I not?
I don't. Maybe you didn't mean. I mean, maybe you accidentally left a page out.
She's trying to talk down to Blair right now.
because this text message is cut off. And so
Undo, your last page is undo this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but it's clearly cut off.
There's not, the last page you have doesn't say from you called you back?
No.
Okay,
This-
I'm
this
sorry.
is undo
If
this.
I may augment the record, the complete exhibit has an additional page and continuing after undo this. Up until undo this, were those words that you communicated to Johnny Depp?
Take your time. You can review the whole thing if you want.
It's cut off between page 1 and 2, I believe. It says, when the cops, because I called the lawyer when the cops were called, when the cops were here, and I didn't know what to do or why.
We have all these texts. You guys have seen them a million times.
That
I think you'll notice that
I'm missing a page. I'm sorry. I think I'm missing a page. It goes from I didn't know what to do or why, didn't know what to do. Oh, it just overlaps.
Why that happened.
And so
Oh,
this
it
would
was
be this.
there. How about
And
that?
why that happened
Mhm.
and was scared. Oh, so it does. So it says I didn't know what to do or why that happened. Right, it goes here. Happened, and I was scared.
okay. So there wasn't a missing page. You've sorted it out?
It's just that they didn't. There was some overlap,
And is it true you sent
but there
those-
was a missing page at the end, and I just received
And now
that
you
from
have that, yes?
Yeah,
And
now I'm gonna
are
read it.
those words used?
I haven't
Take-
read it
okay.
yet. If that's okay.
Sure. Why don't we take a break? We have a
Great.
media break. According to the reporter, we can take a brief recess while you put in new media. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Praise
Ms.
be.
This marks the end of media number 1 in the video deposition of Amber Depp. The time is approximately 12:03
She's trying to look like
and we're
me
going off the
again.
record.
Like just
Like she doesn't know what's going on.
yeah. So they've cut the audio feed. I'll let it roll.
Yeah.
Till the end, and we black out. And it's it.
And off the record.
All right, I'm gonna remove
Oh
this.
my God.
All right, ladies and germs.
That's it for today. Thank
Yeah, let's have
God.
a
Oh
have a
my
little bit of a
Jesus Christ.
objection trickery. That's not an objection. It is not.
No, it's not.
People are wanting it. Emily D. Baker.
See, this is why we cut it into chunks because you can't take it.
Right.
It's just not manageable.
Okay, if I do want to talk about this some. I want to go through some super chats. We'll have some
Yeah, let's
discussion
do
for
that.
anyone who wants to stick around. We're way ahead of schedule from the last one. If everyone wants to stick around and actually discuss some stuff, we'll roll through some super chats, some regular chats, and just cover some points we want to discuss.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, thanks for all your time and effort over the years. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for that. It's been a long 6 years, 6+ now.
Oh God, it's never ending.
Super sticker, Secret McSquirrel. Thank you so much for being a mod.
Thank you.
Secret. Deborah Hughes, super sticker. Thank you very much, Deborah. Let's see where's next. C-Pause, thank you so much. Do you think Amber has borderline personality disorder that caused her to have a distorted experience of events, or is she just lying?
She's just lying.
She's just lying. She is lying. I believe Dr. Hughes did say she had BPD and hysterics.
Dr. Curry.
Histrionics. Not Dr. Hughes, Dr. Curry. My mistake. I think she's just lying. I don't think the borderline personality disorder is making her do any of this because then that puts kind of a stigma on that thing that other people have.
No.
So, Sweet Pea, thank you so much for the $15. Will any of these upcoming videos from this deposition show what was said after Amber slipped up and said TMZ was alerted? I really want to see that. Yeah, it's going to show. You're going to see the rest of it. You saw in this video the TMZ, the slip up where she said when TMZ was alerted, so which means she alerted TMZ. They used that in the Virginia trial. They actually did use that, and that's when she had that physical reaction of stopping herself and then Is anyone else's face oily? Is any
Uh-huh.
nobody else? Just me? Just me? Okay.
Just me? Okay.
Okay.
God.
Pepe. All right, Jax, you want to read that name? I'm kidding.
Pepe D's nuts.
Super sticker.
I don't
Thank you,
fucking
Pepe.
care.
Thank you, Pepe. All right. Is it Inger? Joanna? Thank you so much. You guys are the superheroes of truth and justice. Well, thank you for that. That's quite the compliment.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Let's see. It's pronounced Kissy Wissy. I'm sorry, Kissy Wissy. I'm sorry, Kissy Wissy. I was going with the long I, and I apologize for that. I will correct it. You were in our first one as well, so I remember that because I was like, I don't know how to do this. Thank you for the correction now.
How do I do this?
And let's see.
Sweden.
Jonna, tuning in from Sweden. It's midnight here. Oh, God.
Awesome.
Like, seriously, bless you for staying up. It's midnight here, but I'm trying to stay awake to watch this circus. Great job, guys. It is a
Thanks
circus.
for staying up with us.
Yeah, thank you for staying up late for us. This may not be the last thing you want to see before you go to sleep.
I know. Give you nightmares.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to do to your dream state. Crystalline75, $10. Thank you so much, Crystalline. Thank you for all of your work. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Jax does as well. I'll speak for both of us, like Amber speaks for everyone.
Yeah, well, I take a chug of beer. Oh, my God.
Kiwi girl, thank you for the $2. First live stream. Thank you both for doing this.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, if this is your first live stream, welcome. This is our extension of a first, so technically our second.
Yeah, there's probably 5 more?
Yeah, probably about 5 or 6 more of these.
No, you guys, my goodness.
Love Living Peach Dream. Thank you. Are you two a couple? No, we are not. We get that a lot. No, we are not.
This one's I went the wrong way. This one's married to a very lovely lady that we love very much.
Exactly. So we it's like we get asked that a lot.
A lot.
And I think we act more like siblings or like college roommates or something.
Definitely.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Kimmy Davis, thank you for what you do. I'm so glad you got things handled with your channel. Me too. I am too. Got it sorted out.
Definitely.
YouTube's not so bad after all, I guess. DX Ghostly, thank you. When will we be able to become members of the channel, aka Formula One on Twitter? Formula One on Twitter? I guess whenever I have something that's worth becoming a member for. Right now, it would just be taking money for producing nothing. Right. So until I'm offering a service or anything like that you would benefit from, then there's no need to take any of your money for that. So Mo, thank you so much for the $5, $4.99 on sale. Would you please invite lawyer Peter Tragos to offer some legal 2 cents on the next session? It would be awesome. Okay, so I saw this in the chat. I'll spend a few seconds on this. The lawyer this actually popped up on my recommended feed, and Peter, I guess, is his name. Thank you, Peter, for covering this. So he gave the channel a little shout out, and he gave his 2 cents on the first session. So, Peter, if you're watching, thank you. I would love to have some legal eagles on here to discuss some stuff. If not, I look forward to his analysis of this. And obviously, next week, before we do the next session, we'll drop this entire week's worth by itself, because he was reacting to us and having to cut around us pausing it and things like that. So so he doesn't have to do that. If he does want to wait on it, he can wait for the next one, and we'll drop this in its entirety if he would rather do that. But Peter, we do appreciate it. He did a really good job. I watched it. Maz, thank you so much. Mods, there's someone in the chat. I starred this as a super chat, even though it was not. And notice I popped some up during that we could just nod along to or point to, because you don't have to give money. We do appreciate it when you give a tip or a super chat. I want to let everyone know you are appreciated. But when a good point's being made or something that I feel I need to address, I'll pop it up as well. Someone in the chat who's deaf, could Brian put on caps as they are unable to lip read? If there's a way to put this on a live chat, I will do it. If not, what I will try to do is subtitle the next chunk before we go over it. If we can't do it on a live, if we can't add captions to live as it's happening, then I'll go back into the video editor and try to add subtitles that way. So because I don't want anyone to be left out.
Yeah. I think if you watch the replay, though, you can enable closed captioning.
Agreed. I did see on the replay, YouTube automatically creates captions on the replay. So I did see that on a replay. Carla, thank you so much. Hello from Southampton, UK. Your videos were amazing, Brian, and I imagine it must have been a comfort to JDU guys, Tug, Andy, Laura B, who had his back, and Jax, and several others, Christina, and countless others. Film and June and Brooke and all of that crew. So love all you, and yes, it was a huge relief. Deborah, thank you so much. For the
we need
$5.
stickers.
Thank you. We need stickers. I'm going to get on that. Been cutting this stuff down as we go as well. DX
More
Ghostly,
stickers.
another super sticker. Oh man, guys, you're buying super stickers, and I've not given you anything. Kiwi Girl, body language experts, body language panel, who we've heard several times mentioned on here, has a breakdown of this from about a year ago, worth checking out. Okay, so they have a breakdown on what was released up to that point. So
There's about 10 minutes that's been released publicly. Maybe a little more, a little less.
There was maybe a little more, maybe a little less. A good majority of it was released on my channel, and then the Daily Mail released some as well. But I do recall that they did a reaction to that. So now they've got a solid 2 hours worth to get through. And again, I did notice on the replay that it was a little glitchy, a little sketchy, bouncing around video feed. So when I upload the other one, you'll see it smooth HD, so they can react to all those little subtle nuances.
Oh God!
With body language, that stuff that I don't.
Move to strike.
We got Brian Jack's reaction to move to strike. Yeah. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Move to strike. Let her talk. Let her ramble and say move to strike everything after the answer.
Exactly.
I started this one too. Jax, you keep rolling your eyes so much they're going to stay that way.
God, it's so hard not to.
It's like your mom used to say.
Exactly.
Make that face going to stay like that. S. Taylor, thank you so much for the $20. This is a donation, not a pledge. Thank you for the 15 seconds of fame.
Awesome.
So many shout outs to the 15 seconds of fame to the trial. Thank you so much.
Dude, seriously.
Yeah. Imagine that. Thank you for showing the truth. Thank you, Tanja.
Thanks for listening to it.
Thanks for listening to the truth. Well said.
Deep thought. Yes. Yeah. She wasn't sure.
Let's see. Ingrid, do you guys think that with her personality disorder, she really believes it? I believe planning went into it, but she's also very sick. Agreed. She does have some sort of personality disorder, but I do think that she planned it. I think it was very much trying to get herself out of trouble, or
I think it was a
more
or
less. Yeah, it was a long con. Jump the gun, make sure the truth didn't get out about her. So accuse him. I think it was a long con. Light Giver, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Amber's favorite words: non sequitur, nuance, minutia, and phone. Yeah. She loves all those words. She'll try to plug them in as much as she can.
Yes.
Mike Lynn, we need a body language breakdown.
I'm sure they'll come through.
I'm sure they'll come through once this is all posted up. Wait a minute. Thank you for the super sticker that
doesn't exist yet.
Have not provided you. I'm sorry. Emily, thank you so much. As I say, yeah. She said a lot without saying it, and she didn't talk a lot through the last 30 minutes.
Nope. Her lawyer talked the whole time.
She talked in circles. Let me be clear. Are you asking, did I know? I'm just trying to understand the question. She again, very intelligent. Miss Morton, thank you for the $10. Can you please give a quick timeline of this deposition, what it was for, why it got dropped? I'm confused with the Sun deposition. Also, what are our nicknames? Are we the averages?
Averages.
That's not a bad nickname. We'll have to come up with a nickname, but I like that one right out the gate. So quick timeline. This was August of 2016. So this had nothing to do with the Sun case. Johnny had yet not sued the Sun.
The article hadn't even come out.
Article hadn't even come out, and this was basically Amber got a TRO, a temporary restraining order. And she kept putting off this deposition the entire summer. Eventually, she did have to set for it because she was going to go to court, and the date was coming up, and she had to set for it. She tried to drop everything. Amber actually signed the paperwork to drop everything, and they both parties have to sign. She signed her paperwork before the deposition. Johnny's side and Johnny's team said, "No, we're getting our deposition before Johnny will sign anything." So they got their deposition before Johnny signed anything. And then as soon as the deposition was over, he elected to sign. So that's how that happened. Aberz baby or Aber's baby, who knows? Thank you for everything you did to bring the truth to light. I'm a survivor of DV, and Johnny's story is similar to my own. Glad I can support you. We are glad that we can offer any form of support or outlet or anything to people like yourself. So
Absolutely.
thank you very much. Emily, thank you so much for the $5. Yeah, she saved the dog and B story for the big leagues. Didn't want to waste that on a mere Depo. Exactly.
That story didn't even exist
That
until
story did not
month
even
ago.
exist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fuck.
Charles Harder's face matches his whiny voice. I don't have a picture of Charles Harder ready to pull up, but if
He got himself into frame a little bit there for a second.
if you say so, yeah, you can Google him. You can Google Charles Harder, and it'll probably pop up with Amber Heard or Hulk Hogan or somebody like that. Jan, thank you so much. $28 super sticker. That deserves. Okay, so I need to go back. I'm gonna give all these people a super sticker at some point. Just send them to them somehow. The ones who have already bought them. Brandy, thank you so much for the $5. The amount of delusion at play for her to think people can't see through her BS is intense. I feel like she thinks she's a better actor than in real life. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think she thinks she's a lot smarter, and I think she thinks she's a lot more talented of an actress or an actor than what she lets on. I'm going to let you read a few of these, Jax. Let's go through them.
Sarah Christensen, thank you so much. So convenient how she never can remember simple details. Yeah, imagine that. She has to turn it into this whole convoluted story and then move to strike. Everything after yes.
Yeah.
Rachel
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Hope. Thank you. Dare to be different. She didn't slip up. She was just demonstrating how she applies the legendary Amica cream to her face. That's true.
That is, yeah. Emily, $5. Did she file the appeal because she saw him being happy overseas with another lady?
No, she was always going to file the appeal.
Oh, she was always going to. They said the day of or the day after they were going to appeal. Yeah.
And that person is just a French instructor for his new movie.
For his new movie, she's teaching him French or the dialect.
Yeah.
JH, thank you so much. Why didn't Miss Burke push more when she did that huge slip up though? So the TMZ slip up is what I assume you're talking to about. I don't know. That's a very good question. I just think I think Blair had a thought in her head, and that thought was, I'm going to hammer her about communicating and trying to contact Johnny Depp days after that she alleged that he had beat her, and leading into the TRO and during the TRO and everything. And I think that's where Blair's focus was, not exactly who alerted TMZ and what Amber's game was with that. I think she was very much just trying to prove a point that Amber was not terrified of Johnny in that moment as she claimed she was. So I think that's just, she was, tunnel focused. Danielle, wow, thank you. Thank you both. Does it seem like Amber Heard's lawyer is a little too touchy-feely with his client. A DV victim, he touches her way more than I think a lawyer would if he thought she was a DV victim, or at least in my opinion. Perhaps maybe he doesn't believe she's a DV victim. I don't know. Or
Who knows?
yeah, I hesitate to pick on that too much. I know a lot of people personally who, like, when they talk to you, they'll reach out and they'll touch your shoulder, a hand or something like that.
Yeah.
And he does need to get her attention. You'll notice Amber becomes laser focused across the table and she starts just rambling on and rattling on.
Exactly.
And reach over and say, hey, just answer the question. Jill Downey, thank you again. You've been on here a few times now already, so thank you very much. So Blair didn't catch the TMZ blunder.
I think she caught it, but it's not the most important thing of what's going on in this deposition. Like, she caught it. Amber made a huge face. It's a big reaction. It's clearly that she fucked up there in the answer, and it's on tape. And so they had it, and she just kept it rolling. I don't think that they were very concerned about
she was on a line of questioning, and I think she just stuck to the line of questioning because she was trying to make Amber break on you weren't afraid of him.
Yeah.
Zalanex, thank you. Keep up the good work. And I know I didn't pronounce that right. Elron, thank you so much. Super sticker. Mo, I called him to tell him I filed. So you called him to tell him you filed. And then I don't know why I called.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very
Classic,
good point.
Classic her.
Classic
her.
Yep. Emily, $5. Thank you so much, Emily. Amber Heard stands will watch this and be like, but the therapist notes. Yeah.
Which are not mentioned anywhere in here.
They're not even mentioned in here. To my knowledge, if I could recall, I don't think she even talks about it.
It's not at all.
She doesn't say that her therapist took notes and confirmed anything. And oh, by the way, the therapist notes, it's just what Amber told her therapist, and it's not up to the therapist to determine whether she's telling the truth or not. It's just up to the therapist to say, Amber told me this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which is what Dr. Curry talks a lot about during her testimony.
Exactly. Sweet Pea, thank you so much, Sweet Pea. I'm confused. What is the point of her lawyer making all kinds of objections, but then she still answers the question anyway? Okay, here's what happens with that. Similar to the Virginia trial, you noticed a lot of times it would jump around. A question would get answered or asked and then not answered, or sometimes it would just cut complete minutes out of the deposition.
Yep.
If these objections are upheld, Amber still has to answer, but if these objections are upheld by the judge, you won't actually see that. That's why I think it's great to see this, because you actually do have to see Amber answer the question.
Yep.
And it doesn't get to get cut out before it's used in trial. So he gets to object. Mr. Harder gets to object. And if the judge says sustained, overruled, it stays in or it doesn't. But this is the deposition in its entirety. She has to answer, and she thinks every time he objects. It's funny because it takes her a while to catch on to the fact that she thinks every time he objects, she doesn't have to answer. And he tells her, no, you still have to answer. I'm just getting an objection for the record.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. I'm not good at the legal talk, but
that was good.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Thank you, Rachel.
Rachel, thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel. Jenny, thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Talking trash and truths. When people lie, they answer in too much detail to cover every angle. True. She does this and tries to exude an "I'm so lost, poor me, believe me" vibe. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I totally agree. She does. She talks in circles. She talks saying nothing. A lot of words saying nothing. It's very nuanced. Jenny, thank you. I can't believe he's an actual lawyer. LOL. I assume if he has a strong case, he might be better, but this is very, very difficult, and I think that's why he jumps in so much, just to try to save her from incriminating herself. Alicia, thank you so much. Thanks for the Friday night entertainment.
You're welcome.
This is entertainment or torture, however you want to say it. But
thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out on a Friday night. All right. Melanie, thank you. Honestly, how is Depp's attorney not ripping her own hair out? Because Blair's
She's
awesome.
A beast. Blair Burke is a beast.
Oh my God, this is painful. I think she should be in a rubber room. I'm going to scream. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure a lot of people might be yelling at their screens. I know I had to pause it a bunch upon the first,
Yeah.
second, third, and 100th view of it, just out of frustration. So yeah, Blair's she's a beast. Yeah, she's a professional, and she knows how to handle her. Go ahead.
Just quickly, I saw somebody ask if the deposition is over. No, it is not. They just are taking a break as far as where the video is cut off at this point. There's quite a bit more, and we'll provide that over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's roughly 4 to 5 hours left of this deposition in total, and over the next couple of weeks we'll be putting that out. Blade Runner, thank you so much. Why did Johnny settle with her in 2016 and gave her $7 million? I think he would have destroyed her in court. She's so bad at lying. Jax, you want to address that?
I mean, nobody can say 100% for sure. There's no like exact document that says this is why Johnny Depp, settled in 2016. But I think that number one, he wanted it to be over and didn't want to take her to court at that point in time. And they had a very lengthy NDA in place. Of course, the minute it was signed, she was out on Amanda de Cadenet's podcast talking about things that she wasn't supposed to be talking about. But I just don't think that he was in an emotional state to go through this whole thing and maybe talk about what he had actually been through with her and what the truth of the matter was. And so I think that he just wanted it to be over. That's what I
and she was entitled, is in terms of the money aspect of this, she was entitled to
some money
for 15 months of marriage. So that's where that came into play. He didn't pay her because to silence her, because
it was just the divorce.
He made so much money during the 15 months and she was entitled to some of it.
And this was dismissed with prejudice by the judge.
Correct.
Everything was dropped and the judge dismissed it with prejudice, meaning that she could never refile these charges or allegations against him again.
Yeah, correct. John O'Rourke, welcome back. She pooped. End of sentence.
Well done.
Just $5 well spent. Thank you, Jonathan.
I love it.
Emily, thank you. She wrote the op-ed after the divorce and made essay claims. Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
She
2018,
December of 2018. This was August of 2016, obviously. And she wrote the op-ed, and then she didn't even make essay claims in the op-ed.
It wasn't until London.
It wasn't until the London trial of 2020 in the summer of 2020, and then she just kept adding to those. She added even more in Virginia.
Yes.
Melanie, thank you so much for the $10. Okay, bye everyone. I'm jumping out my window now. I can't stand this. Just kidding. Oh my God, this is the worst deposition.
It's pretty bad.
1, don't scare us, Melanie. Don't scare us.
Don't do that.
2, thank you. And yes, it is enough to make you pull your hair out.
It's a lot.
Mo, he dealt with her for 5 years. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, Mo, he dealt with her for at least 5 years, and then 6 years after in the media and trials and everything else.
And we've been in about 3 hours, and we're all having mega pints and various things, various forms of libations.
Yeah, we're an hour and 48 minutes in, and we're going nuts. Don, thank you so much. Why wasn't this released earlier? I assume you mean why didn't his team or something, or myself? I can only answer for myself. I didn't release it early because I was waiting for the trial to happen. Yeah. I wanted to see. I wanted to see what she said during trial. I wanted to see what testimony she came out with during trial, and not adjust any of that based on what she knew the public knew. So I wanted the trial to happen, knowing that this didn't play much of a part in it. They only used a few clips from it, and that's why I chose not to. In terms of everything else, I have no idea. I have no idea why it wasn't used anywhere else. So we'll go back to any regular chats and see if there are any more to grab.
Catch a few.
Yeah, if you see any, even if I don't get to pop them up, I know there's some super chats in here, but if you see any that you want to respond to, questions that seem important, let me pop this one up. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, if I didn't do that already. Jersey Girl, a $2 sticker that I'm feeling really bad about these stickers.
I know, right?
like this one. Yeah, well,
Oh
it's
God! So this is the second time I've watched this all the way through. The first time was a couple years ago, and I haven't seen it since because it's like this. It makes you want to jump out a window.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But don't.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
it's Jenny Rice, super sticker. Jen Rice. I'm sorry, it's Jen Rice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
How many super stickers do I need to make? Like, just a series of them. 5, 10, 20, maybe. Carrie Harvey, $10 super sticker. Thank you. I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who's getting a super sticker. I'm going to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for buying something or tipping for something that I have not even created yet.
Yeah.
But you will get them. I promise. I just saw someone say, I have more respect for JD now. Yeah, that happens.
Yes.
Kit Kat, first off, thank you to all our mods.
Yeah.
Kit
Thank
Kat,
you, mods. You
Kit
guys are
Kat
great.
added, Lori, Christina, Jax, obviously, McSquirrel. Kit Kat added today. Thank you to all the mods who are helping out. And if anyone wants to be a mod, just hit me up on Twitter at that Brian fella. Hit Jax up at the name's Q on Twitter, or however you see fit on our socials if you want to be a mod. And we really do appreciate it. Y'all are doing a bang up job.
Yep.
So great to finally see you live and monetized. Yes. Live and in person and monetized. So really happy about that. John, again, thank you so much, John. Pumped for more of this
Thank you.
unfortunately fantastic content. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, thanks, Brian and Jax. I'm a sipping. Cheers. Yeah, you kind of have to get through it. So if anyone wonders why sometimes people feel the need to, you just got to decompress a little.
You just have to. It's Friday. Have a drink.
Super sticker. Thank you so much, Joanna. Rorschach. Yeah, thank you. Bless you. Veritas nunquam verit.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? It's Latin. I don't.
It's Latin.
Yeah. There we go. Let me scroll through these.
Oh yes, for sure. Fatal Attraction. Oh
So
my God, I
Kelsey,
said
thank
that
you.
so many times.
Glenn
Holy
Close,
shit.
Fatal Attraction. She definitely watched some movies.
Bunny Boilers.
I don't know how. Sure. I don't know how many books she read, but she definitely watched some movies. K Swear, thank you, Brian. I've loved you since your first video. Your voice is so soothing. Is it now? I actually listened to them to relax. Thank you so much for so much truth and hard work. Thank you, K Swear. I didn't know I had a soothing voice. I have a very monotone, boring, unenthusiastic voice, but I guess that can. So did Bob Ross, and I love Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Dude used to put me to sleep all the time. Kelly, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate your video sessions. Great work. I'm enjoying the lives, aren't you, Jax? I really am.
I am for sure. It's so fun.
For the record, this does not mean I'm done making the standard style of videos, but for right now, this is taking up a lot of my time getting these lives ready to roll once or twice a week with this deposition. Once this is over, tell them what we're going to do over on your channel, Jax. If you want to tease it, or you want to tell them.
Well, we have more stuff.
Okay.
So when we're done with this one, we'll go over to the Myth and Monsters channel and give you another one. How's that sound?
Yeah, we got more stuff, more never before seen stuff. We'll do it over there.
Yep.
Terry, thank you so much. What does your wife think of all the time you're investing in this? Is she just as obsessed? Yes, she is. She has been just as obsessed with this just as long as I have. So very much so. Obsessed is a good word. I mean, I guess if you want to call it that, it wasn't out of like fandom or anything, but yeah, we all became very fascinated.
It's a massive rabbit hole you can't get out of once you speak into it.
Once you went in and once you were in from the beginning, you were going to see it through. John, again, thank you, John. You keep chiming in, and we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Peter Tragos, lawyer you know is awesome. Did you receive all the uncovered documents from the trial? Did I receive them? No,
not yet. Andrea's getting them. Andrea
Burkhart, who is on YouTube and all sorts of things, Twitter. She's great. She's very intelligent. She's very bright, and she is going to be getting the documents.
She's getting, yeah, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and she's the perfect one to comb through them. Tora, thank you so much. How did you get this footage? Wouldn't you like to know?
Sorcery.
Sorcery, exactly. I dabble in some black magic,
Yeah.
and that's how I get it.
Kit Kat. My name only has one X.
It's okay, Kit Kat. We love you anyway.
It's totally fine. I don't care at all.
Movie Myths and Monsters. Go check it out, guys. Go subscribe over there to Movie Myths and Monsters. I'll be over there with Jax every now and then. She does a semi-weekly wrap-up show. We do podcasts, all sorts of things, not just
Yeah, we
with
got
it.
a couple things over there right now.
Yeah, so we got a couple things over there, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff over there, branching out.
We have a dismantling of the Camilla thread. We have a hoax demolition video about May 21st and the week after. We got some stuff over there.
Yeah. So it's we're gonna be doing some stuff everywhere, like here,
Yeah.
there. We've been on Twitter for a while.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Thank you so much.
The Law
Wow, thank you.
Patrol.
Have you guys heard of the Law Patrol? He's an Aussie lawyer who has some freedom of information requests coming back soon about the Amber Heard Aussie situation. Thank you so much, guys. I have not. I will
No,
look
I
that
don't know
up.
that
I'll make a note of that. And because that's the dog smuggling, the perjury, and everything like that.
Yes.
So I'll be interested in looking into that. I like when locals are able to kind of dig deeper in, because these people are going to know more about it than we are, be able to access things better than we are. Beverly Alfred, thank you so much. You go ahead, Jax.
Oh god, that's so funny. Just bought a new pipe in honor of Jax. Love you both. Don't go changing. Really want to see y'all rub gray matter with Peter Tragos, lawyer you know. That is awesome. Congrats. Congrats on the new lettuce.
On the new
maker.
lettuce.
That's awesome.
You're gonna get us demonetized. Stop it. I'm kidding.
No.
No, I don't care about that. So yeah, and we mentioned the lawyer you know again. So go check out the lawyer you know. Peter, we will not have him on the channel because he is intimidatingly handsome, and I don't like that. I'm just kidding. He's great. he's really great.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Sarah, thank you for your work. Thank you, Sarah. Been following this case since the start. Awesome. And bless you. Holy cow. My husband thought he'd get me back after the verdict came in, but Amber refuses to back down. How long could this go on for?
I hate to even try to answer that question because, my God.
Yeah. This is just a good one. I'm just going to pop up there while I scroll. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Body language. I'm sure all of us see the arrogance, disdain, superiority, and sheer evil in her face. Yes, indeed.
Light Giver, welcome back, Light Giver. I remember you. Brian, how did you miss that? After 20 texts to Johnny, she showed up on his West Hollywood home. She told him to phone her mother and spelled it phone. Okay, well, that's I missed that one. I missed that as well. I didn't catch the FONE because I also know I didn't have the text in front of me, I guess, and I don't remember all of them. I do remember when she said when she's trying to get Johnny back, that she says that we can do and undo this, and it's a do as in like a due that you pay. You misspelled that.
Yes. But, I remember them sort of like the general content of them, but I don't necessarily remember every fine detail because there's just so much.
It's a lot up here. I don't remember a lot of the third grade anymore, but I remember a lot of the details of this.
Right.
I'm forgetting the faces of my children. Anyway.
Yeah.
Here we go. Danny, heard your reply about memberships. Please enable it. Your time, work, and expense for 6 years is invaluable. Brian, please let us support you. I appreciate this is support, guys. Like watching the channel, sharing the videos, liking the videos.
We're just glad you guys are here.
Yeah, whether you super chat, whether you don't. I appreciate the viewership. I appreciate that people have tagged along for this long, and I appreciate the hell out of these super chats already. And it allows me to engage with you, Jax as well. Yeah. And I actually appreciate that. Again, memberships, I feel right now, are something that should be offered when I'm offering you something in return. So I mean, with the super chats, it's an offer to have a direct communication with you. And with memberships, it's something that until I have something to offer, until I've created something to offer, I wouldn't feel personally, I wouldn't feel right about it. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate the support. Share the video. That'd be, share and watch.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, Jackson, Bryan, so good to put faces to names. It's, I know that's still new to some. And it's so good to finally step out of the shadows.
So somebody
Cleo?
asked, oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say thank you for the super sticker, Cleo.
Thank you, Cleo. Somebody asked when exactly did Amber meet up with JD in San Francisco? It was a month before this. It was July of
It was July.
2016. They had already
Correct.
met up before this deposition is happening.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this was after he told her on the phone that he would see her in court sometime after that. I mean, we don't know when, we don't know whatever, but
Yeah.
Johnny's Girl, $2. Thank you very much, Johnny's Girl. She's a liar. Nobody blame BPD. So, that's to each their own on that. I'm inclined to believe she's more of a liar than affected by the personality disorder as well. But it could have its influences, I suppose. Moonshadow Blue, thank you so much. Thank you both for bringing truth to light. God bless. Thank you. Thank you, Moonshadow.
Thank you. Someone's asking if they've missed the video of Depp. There is no deposition of Johnny for this time. There's no deposition for the divorce of Johnny
No,
on video.
Again, she was the one bringing the accusations, and which, even though this is a very defensive style of deposition on her end, she's still very much the one bringing the accusations. So she was going to set for a depo before Johnny would, obviously, and to try to bring some semblance of truth to this, which she did not. She dropped it literally the next day. She tried to drop it before this, and they still got her depo, and then she dropped it, so Johnny didn't have to give a deposition for this.
Right.
Paula, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We see the sticker.
We see the sticker in the chat. Awesome.
Cool.
It must be it's a sticker I didn't create, but I'm going to make some stickers custom for this channel for you guys. I promise. Let's see. Let's see. We'll get through this, guys. Kissy Wissy. Can you create funny lawyer animations for when he objects and Blair moves to strike, since we can't see them? That would be funny. I would like to do that.
Oh, they're asking about the depo where Johnny talks about the Australia incident. So that is actually for the Rocky Brooks case. That is a deposition that's done in 2018, where that video comes from, where he's got like the short hair and mustache. He's got a blue suit on, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
great.
that is a deposition for the Rocky Brooks case where he starts to talk about Australia. Yeah.
Correct. So he doesn't talk the entire, that deposition, if I'm not mistaken, is about 3 hours long. And he mentions, they question him about Amber and the Australia thing for a little bit, and that's where that comes from. It's not a deposition completely talking about that. It's the Rocky Brooks, the accusation that he got into it with a member on set of City of Lies.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Ann, so much. Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for clarifying that, because I was...
Yeah.
Emma Lewis, will you cover Evan Rachel Wood? Thoughts?
Oh, I feel like we still have so much going on here.
We do have a lot going on here. I do see that out of my peripheral. Like it's out there, and I can see it. So it is something that I won't say. I definitely can't say I won't cover. It's of interest. If for anyone who's wondering, it's Evan Rachel Wood has made accusations against Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And I don't know all the details of it, but if it's something that piques my interest as I start to look more into it, as this hopefully settles down eventually, it is something I'd like to look into. There's a lot of things I'd like to look into. Jackson and I have talked about this. I'm become really fascinated with it, and she was before I was. The West Memphis Three. Yeah. That was a huge miscarriage of justice, and that's something I would love to get into that in the same fashion that I did with this. But yeah, perhaps thoughts on it. I don't have thoughts on it on the Evan Rachel Wood stuff right now, simply because I don't have all the information. But there's some stuff that makes me scratch my head about it right now, for sure. I can say that.
Yeah, and people
feel
are saying
free to
Colonel Kurtz in the chat. Yes, she's totally on top of the Marilyn Manson and Rachel Wood stuff. So go check out all her
Yeah.
videos because she and Andrea have been just doing awesome work on that.
Yeah, Colonel Kurtz. Go check her out. She's been covering this and that, so
Yeah.
she might be a good one for me to get in touch with if I want to get up to speed
Yes.
on it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, thoughts. There's some iffy accusations being thrown around. I do know that. Miss Blondie, $50. Thank you for opening my eyes, as well as so many others, to the truth. Your time and research are so appreciated. I appreciate you. $50. That is
That's a lot. Thank you very much.
that's a lot. Thank you very much. I'm touched. I really am. Thank you, Miss Blondie. Let's see. Why and when I'm not answering?
It's hard to go through all of it.
Well, because I'm scrolling and it's like some are a couple of minutes apart, and a couple of minutes is enough for a few hundred comments.
Yeah.
To scroll past, and I don't want to lose anyone.
Yeah.
Jury found Amber Heard liable on all claims without JD even being able to show his full mountains of evidence. The trial was only the beginning of revealing the truth. I mean, to a degree, he got to show a lot. He got to show a lot more than the UK trial. But it was all he needed. He had the truth.
Yeah.
Human, thank you very much. California, is that a California human?
California.
I guess? Yeah, California human.
Thank you.
You
very
provided
much.
an incredible body of work over the years. Thank you for that. Justice prevailed. Yes, it did. And thank you very much for that. Well said.
I see somebody asking if Christina is still on, and yes, she is. She was just in the chat a little while ago. Christina is still on YouTube, Christina Pickles, and yes, she did get monetized. So go check out her channel.
Yes, she did. Love Christina. She congratulations, Christina. I haven't got to tell you.
And tomorrow's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, wish her a happy birthday, guys. Stella by the Sea, thank you so much. Have Amber Heard's therapy notes been unsealed? If yes, let's get them.
I'm not sure.
Unsealed.
We'll see what comes in that pile of
yeah.
stuff. There were some things at the end that Judge Penny said were not going to be unsealed. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but we just have to see what comes in that document dump.
Yeah. Will we ever see her Depo from 2022?
Oh, I would love to.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely.
The one from March or something? Yes.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jax.
I love Jax when she says exactly what I'm thinking. I start swearing the minute she's rolling her eyes and swearing. It's so funny. You guys are great. Thank you, Melanie. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Jax is a spirit animal of many.
Oh, God.
Jennifer Preston, does anyone have the Jody PR person's text? I assume you mean we do
the ones they're talking about there?
Well, she says it was a phone call, and
yeah.
She says Jody again. Amber speaks for everyone, and says that Jody was sick to her stomach, and she said that because she told me, Amber, I'm sick to my stomach. But anyway, that's just Amber speaks for everyone. As far as texts go, we do have some text messages from like December of 2015 and things like that, where she was sending Jody a text about.
Yeah. I might not be able to make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Corden. Bullshit.
Mama Bear, do you have any other depositions you will be sharing? Thanks for revealing so much truth.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do, and yes, we will. One of which will be over on Movie Myths and Monsters, over on Jax's channel. She'll be at the helm of that one. She'll be running the show on that one. I will just be a mere guest. So she gets to talk a lot, and I don't.
Oh, God.
Perfectly fine with me. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for all your hard work. You're too modest and deserve all the praise after Jack's recommended beers. I took it to heart. Cheers from Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm almost out. Cheers.
I've been empty for 30 minutes.
I'm nursing it.
It's all right. We'll go to dinner soon.
But thank you for that.
More beers.
Thank you for that. We might be getting through this.
I think we're almost there.
I think we're almost there, yeah. Thank you, Lori Wolf. Lori Wolf, another one of our mods. Thank you so much. My baby granddaughter falls asleep during your videos. She loves you like we all do. Oh,
perfect.
Thank you.
We love putting kids to sleep. Yes.
That's awesome. Sylvia, thank you so much. Hello, guys. Amber seems so alienated, sometimes confused, strange, and lawyer terrible. Thank you so much for your work. I love you guys from Portugal. Thank you so much, Sylvia. And hello, Portugal. I don't know what time it is over there right now, but
Harder is just as obnoxious as Amber is in this thing.
Yeah. Another super sticker, Barbara. Thank you so much, Barbara. Frenetic Muse. Nickname should be The Incredibles. There we
That
go.
works.
That works too. Draw everyone as superheroes. Your voice is fine. I'm a natural voice teacher.
Perfect.
Ooh, nice. Perfect. Thank you. People try to pin down where I'm from because sometimes my accent comes and goes. And then I go into other stupid cartoonish accents. Salt
Oh,
Storm
yeah.
007. Loving the content. Your animations were amazing, Brian. By the way, if you ever need another mod, I got you. I'm on for Tug. Love Tug. So I'm here if you ever need one. Awesome. Thank you so much, Salt Storm 007. Yeah, if we ever need some mods, if some people can't make it, or if we just need more of them in the chat, more is always better. Mo, Charles Harder was involved in the Stormy Daniels case. How about that? The Stormy
Interesting.
Daniels versus President Trump case. So he's done some big stuff. Nellie B, thank you so much. Do you think she always refers to the monster to distance herself from her hoax? So she's lying about the monster and not JD. Okay, if you're asking what I think you're asking, I think she refers to the monster. I think she just used a lot of language with JD when it came to calling him names and the reason she
Yeah.
called him those names. I think she exaggerated what his means of dealing with an argument, which was often leaving, would do and how it affected her. And she would call that monstrous or call him a monster for doing it. And now I think she's trying to twist that sense of gaslighting him with that verbiage
Yeah.
into physical abuse, which it
Yeah.
was never.
Right.
It was just leaving an argument when she was berating him for so long. Let's see. It's been so funny being categorized as crazed Depp fans. Agreed. I knew nothing about him. However, I was a fan of Amber Heard. How about that?
Interesting.
I followed her work as she was in teen soaps. She's my age, and I liked her. Props, guys. So
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. That's we appreciate the honesty. We appreciate the comment about that in terms of being a fan of hers. And I
Yeah.
agree. I was a fan of Johnny and his work, but I grew to be a much larger fan and respect him much more over the course of the last 6 years, learning what I did.
Yep. Same.
Brian and Jax, you guys are my idols. I'd love for you to check my compilation video, 6 to 6, guys.
Oh,
go check
yes.
this out.
Yeah.
So this guy, or guy or gal, I don't want to say, 6 to 6. You guys are my idols. I'd love for you to check out my compilation video that documents the abuse Johnny went through. I use a lot of your clips. Love you guys. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
6 to 6, you were here the first go around.
Yes.
You're here during this one, and everyone go check out 626 and his compilation videos if you get the chance. And even if you don't get the chance, make time. All right, here we go. Lena, many thanks for the hours of a great job. It got me hooked. And many thanks for these live vids from both of you. Greetings to all from Arctic Norway.
Awesome.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Norway.
I bet it's beautiful there. Light
Oh,
giver
yeah.
again. My daughter drew a deep line on her lip with lipstick pencil. Looked exactly like Amber Heard's split lip. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Hey, E-Hacker.
Hey, Entertainment Hacker. Thank
What
you so
is
much,
up?
man. He's been at this a while too. Go check Entertainment
Yep.
Hacker out, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everything. Thank you, man. We really appreciate you. Incredibly average Jax. I'd love to mod. There you go.
Fan of Squirrel?
Fan of Squirrel. Okay,
Toss
that
me
was
a
I was
wrench.
trying to look at that. Yeah, toss me a wrench.
Moose and Squirrel.
Yes, Moose and Squirrel.
Oh,
Rocky,
God.
Rocky.
I would like to know how many people that are in here right now understood that reference. Besides you don't count.
I don't count. Beverly Alfred, stop apologizing for not offering something worthwhile. No, I did. Yeah, when I say that, I just mean like I don't want anyone to pay a membership for something you're not getting anything. If I'm
Yeah.
paying a membership to a gym and it's an empty building that they allow me to just go in and do push-ups in, you
Right.
know, I'm kind of getting ripped off. So that's kind of how I see it. That's all I'm saying. I want you to get your money's worth when you buy a membership for something. Both you and Jax are worth every second you're sharing. If you want to dump a few pennies on you, I will. Don't change a thing. Love y'all. Yeah, absolutely. That's what you're doing right here, and I appreciate that. The $10 super chat is massive, and we really do appreciate it. I think this is going to allow us to do this more than maybe we have in the past, and that's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
Waiting for tea time again. Thank you. Hi, Brian and Jax. Why do you think mainstream media is so obsessed with going against Johnny? As a survivor, I just don't get it. It is really, truly, it really is truly upsetting. The truth is the truth. Go ahead, Jax, if you want to say why.
This is complicated because
Yes. It's nuanced,
really,
would you say?
it's what?
Is it nuanced, would you say?
It's nuanced. It's not exactly about Amber. If you guys are aware of the TMG case and everything that went on there, if you're not, go back and kind of look at it. And there are some very original breadcrumbs that Adam left on Twitter. I know people have screenshots, even though his account isn't there anymore. But he kind of led everyone down a path of understanding kind of what happened there behind the scenes. Anyways, the media onslaught has a lot to do with TMG and
Mhm.
what happened there, and not exactly so much Amber, although I do think it's obviously intertwined now. So yeah, nuance.
But well put.
You know, what
you
else
go.
am I supposed to say? Yeah, you tell him, bro.
You tell him, Brew. Get him. Elizabeth, thank you so much. And did anyone catch she wants to be human in her Dateline interviews, but dehumanize JD in them by referring to him only in roles? Yes, she very much did with the Edward Scissorhands comment, and that he's a brilliant actor, and yeah.
So now people are asking. TMG is the management group that are his former business managers that Johnny sued. I think at the end of 2016, somewhere around there, not too long after all this started. So go check that out. It's the lawsuit against the Mandels, the management group.
Yeah, correct. Who is the judge on appeals?
No idea.
You mean, the appeals that were filed today? I don't know.
Not Judge Penny. I'll tell
It's
you
not
that.
Judge Penny,
that
yeah,
for sure.
because one of their arguments
It's
was
appeal judges. Yeah.
Rando Possum. You're fantastic, vital voice. Thank you, Rando Possum. Possums are kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they really are. I
They're
don't care what
funny.
anybody says.
There's
The
a
man-
bunch in the backyard. Yeah. Not the most original name, but no, thank you for typing it out.
Correct. All right, guys. I think that covers all the super chats.
Yeah.
We got to everybody. So I don't know if I can turn super chats off, but I don't want anyone to keep sending them in if we're about to log off.
Yeah, stop sending them. We're wrapping.
We're wrapping
No
up.
more super chats. We're wrapping.
Yeah. So we're gonna sign off here, everyone. We will be back likely. I guess the plan is for next week, early next week,
Sometime next week.
Monday or Tuesday, similar to this past week. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday.
Probably not Monday. I'll be traveling. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll sort it out, but it could be middle of next week. Could be late next
Yeah.
week. You know what? I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth, but we'll work it out, guys, and we'll be back and better
very
than ever.
soon. Very soon.
Very soon. Check it out. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And it's been real. We'll see you later.
Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.